Hello world. How are you doing? Today is Saturday, May the 21st, 2022. And our channel has been quiet for a few days because there's just been so much going on, and I just did not want to talk about anything in particular until I knew what I wanted to say. But since I really haven't gotten there all the way, maybe we can talk about some ancillary things. Well, of course, the first thing that was going on is right before the Murder Sheet group, who are just really professional folks. They're a professional journalist and a lawyer. They're a crime-fighting team. That's essentially what it is, and essentially what they are, and definitely in reality is what they're giving us. And of course, here everyone is questioned about how they got information, and who knows. But it could be ingenuity, and it could be a little bit of Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, at the right age, the right time, the right place, and we're aware of the opportunity to take advantage of. And no one should fault anybody for that. Everything is business. A lot of us get taught, specifically if you ever go to business school, that everything is business. Marketing is everything before and after a sale. So everything is business. And those guys, they pretty much follow the books. The Murder Sheet group, they follow the books. They get the leads. They have very professional equipment and recording and great radio voices, and are able to go in and just, they've been leading the thought and direction of the Delphi Murders case for 6 months at least. And now the information that they're releasing, I've heard that I think it was Perry Freeman. He was with a Christian Behind the Crime Door over there, and he was a retired Utah detective who, those guys, they have to go work on cases all over the place. They lend out their services, that additional eye to look at something, and he's been involved with that. Of course, if you've known any cop anywhere, most of the police officers I've known in some shape, form, or fashion, specifically law enforcement officials, that's local people, sheriff deputies and such, they have to work in undercover within several county radius, and just go out there and, just do some intel, so people have to do all kinds of things in different jurisdictions, so you get like fresh eyes on something, So this guy was talking about the stuff that's been released by the Murder Sheet, and basically what this Perry Freeman, I think it's Cop Facts, Faxx, on the YouTube, he was saying that if this is probably something that was officially, unofficially leaked. And basically, if it's ever got to the point to where it's compiled to the level that it's compiled, stamped, sealed, and delivered, then this is something that's done. There's nothing else with it. It's the case closed. That stuff is done. It's been worked through. It's worked over. And in the case of this Ron Logan information, there's no one knows exactly from whence it came, but the theory is that it came from Ron Logan's lawyer. And I think Ron Logan may have asked to release it, or his family did, to maybe to clear him. I don't know. Maybe not his family. I heard they were keeping some very big secrets about his death back in early 2022. They even kept it out of the paper. It wasn't even an obituary, from what I understand. So I don't know. Who knows what that is? It could be more than that. It could be somebody that's leading, again, is another line of thought. We don't know where law enforcement is right now. We just know what they've told us in the press conferences, and of course they're saying they're getting closer, and that this KAK and TK thing, it gave a lot of clues. It was connected in some kind of an ancillary way to the Delphi case, at least in the fact that Anthony Schott's profile was communicating with Abby and maybe even Libby on that same day through Abby's account. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. I totally messed that up. We all get a little crazy in the head sometimes. But it was Libby supposedly speaking with TK. No, excuse me. I'm off tonight, aren't I? I better get my stuff straight. So, Libby was apparently speaking with the Anthony Schott's account at some point that day, and apparently it was Keegan. And they said the account was the last one it spoke to. So we don't know really whom Libby was speaking with. Possibly whoever it was. But the reality of it is, though, with that case, it supposedly is that it helped solve a lot of things. We don't know what it had to do with Delphi. We don't know. Could that be Tony crossing the bridge? Could be. Could it be Ron Logan crossing the bridge? Could be. We don't know. That's such a grainy image, and we've analyzed it from every shape, form, and fashion. Slowed it down, put 1,000 filters on it, listened to the audio recording 1,000,000 times, frontwards and backwards, forward and reverse, and we still don't know anything. You got to be within that radius of 50 to 75 miles and know that person to know who it is, probably. I don't know who it is. All I know is that I don't know that anything I've seen lately helps me understand more than I already knew on a grand scale. I mean, I know specifics about the case, maybe. There were some things inside of the Ron Logan affidavit for the search warrant affidavit, which was approved. We know some things about the crime scene, perhaps. We know at least something, maybe, about something, and maybe something else about something else. So there's a few things we know there. There's, we know there's some surreptitious things, and that Ronald Logan was trying perhaps to hide something that day. Perhaps it was the fact that he didn't supposed to be driving, was out driving. Perhaps it was something else. Who knows? But I don't know that we have anything more than what we had, in terms of the big picture, is what we're saying. We have no idea who's being watched. We don't know who that main person is. Somebody does. And I hope they get them, for all the parents that listen to these type channels, and it's heavily skewed to people who have children that are in that age group, who sat there and sent a prayer out to Abby and Libby's parents. Let's close this case. If this is bad or if it's good, I mean, is this, there's a big debate about what's moral and what's not. Before and after this Ron Logan affidavit, search warrant. What can you say? When can you say it? I mean, the reality of it is that all this type of stuff is being said there locally. We've had the opportunity on Outside of the Grid to speak to someone local, and basically got that there was three different groups of people, and one is that the ones that don't ever pay attention to it. There are people that believe that law enforcement's doing a wonderful job, and there are people who think there's all kinds of conspiracies involved with law enforcement. And that's just the same things that we see out here, in a 1,000-mile radius, 10-hour, 12-hour, 15-hour radius. We're sitting there going, basically the same thing. Who is this? Why is this not solved? Why is it? What can we give you, law enforcement? What can we tell you? What can we provide you that will solve this case? Over and out.